Oh my god, guys, did you see the video number? The video of 300! Oh my god, this is so exciting! What are we gonna do for 300? I have a great idea. Wow, yeah. Let's do an exciting patch breakdown. Oh yeah, that's the best idea I've ever had. Oh yeah, breaking down that patch, man, for the 300th video. It's not technically 300. I made more than that, but the number near SmZ. Patch breakdown. But as always, I'm gonna try and make this fast instead of dragging this out any longer. Yes, this is a special video for me. 300. I made 300 videos. Artesia's ultimate got buffed, so now it has a lower cooldown on higher levels. So it's still the same on level 1, higher than level 3 of it, which is level 16 of the hero, which I was obviously implying, and it was not a mistake that I'm trying to get out of. So Artesia, she's a hero that's kind of annoying to play against if she's farmed, and you just don't notice her if she's not. So basically, this will make Artesia kind of more annoying late game because she deals so much damage already, and I'm not sure what this change is like. Allows you to kind of cast your ultimate more often later in the game, but in improving this hero's late game, it's like she's annoying early, and then she's gonna be like, I would like something like a strength buff to Artesia, or like even I don't know, a movement speed buff would probably be annoying, but like maybe armor buff or something. But just buffing the ultimate when she uses it, and if she's farmed, I always go, oh my god, I have to deal with this again. No, damn it. That's what I'm going to be feeling more of. Is this a significant buff? Well, it's for late game. It doesn't do anything early game, but yeah, 30 seconds I would say makes a difference. Does it make hero wild? Well, like I said, Artesia type of hero that if you get farmed, you're good. If you don't get farmed, eh. And usually such type of a hero, if she doesn't go mid, she's probably supporting, in which case most likely won't be a problem. If she does go mid, which I don't like to go Artesia mid, but if she does and gets farmed, then she might become a problem now late game. Next we have a bush to bush. What's a bush, guys? Explain. Explain what's a bush. We have a buff to Berserker. His first skill now deals 10, I think, more damage, or no. Was it 10 more damage? A little bit more damage. I'll tap time. I mean, not I'll tap, I'm just totally remembering. Yeah, it is 10 bonus damage on both the initial cast and the second cast. So overall, it's a 20 damage buff. But in all seriousness, apart from this, it also has received the immobilize duration increase on earlier levels. So now it's 1.3 on levels instead of 1, and still 2.5 on level 4. So basically, now deals 20 more damage total, and also immobilizes for longer on earlier levels. So which it means that a buff to Berserker's early game. So he's going to be stronger in early game. And the question is, did he need it? Because, like, from my point of view, Berserker, although you don't see him that often, and he's kind of a weird hero, I don't think he's really that underpowered. If he gets to late game and if he gets some farm, he's freaking scary, man. He is scary to deal with. So this buff, I'm not sure I agree with it, because it will make Berserker much harder to deal with. It's like just 0.3 seconds, so I'm just 20 damage. Early game, that's a lot. That's a lot for early game. You can, like, now, I don't know, get one level of your Q and just max out something else potentially, I don't know. So a buff to Berserker nonetheless. S2 wants to see him more, even though perhaps I think he's a strong hero already, but we'll see what that does for him. Then we have a change to Chronos. His Q now deals more damage on earlier levels, and actually 5 damage less on level 4, which is not much, but still something you should consider. So basically, this is my idea, just an idea, but potentially this makes it easier for you to max out other skills instead of Q. So my usual build is max out Q, grab one level of E, and max out W, right? So now potentially, since it kind of deals more damage, and you get more range and a bit more damage by leveling it up, and a little bit more slow, but only a bit. So perhaps leaving it on level 1 just for that escape or extra slow, and going for like max W or max E for like more effect, just opens up potential for more early Chronos builds. So kind of an interesting change, but the thing with damage skills is that if they deal damage, you want to get them early because advantage of static damage is early game. So most likely won't make a change. I will probably still max out Q. That's going to be my build, but nonetheless, Kronos is going to be a bit stronger early game. I suppose it is kind of a buff to his early game, but only by a little bit. So do I agree with it? Yeah, I think Kronos needs a buff. I go for the tanky build, not the damage build, but like the problem if you go for damage builds is that you die too easily, so tanky build problems. I suppose you need a bit more time farming, but in the end, Kronos is just kind of a bit weaker compared to other carries, so I think definitely well-deserved buff. Next we have a change to Grinix, a buff to his second skill, which is definitely well-deserved, because this hero is freaking, like, I was in super beta, and I was like, Grinix needs a buff. And right now I'm still saying Grinix needs a buff. He needs a buff. He's not strong enough, okay? I'm not sure what he's supposed to be, some kind of ganker slash carry, but he needs to be stronger in my opinion. Even when super farmed, right? Like if the enemy team has a super farmed Grinix on their side, I don't go, oh my god, this game is over. No, I go, I wonder how soon will he become weak. I wonder if I'll be able to win then. How soon, if they'll be able to like end the game before we get to that point where Grinix is bad. So definitely well deserved buff. His second skill basically now takes half a second less of fate time. So when you activate it, the hero goes invisible after 2 seconds. So now he's gonna go invisible after 1.5 seconds. So definitely a buff. And a pretty good one. Next up, Ramadan changed to his ultimate forced evolution. It now has a stronger slow on early levels. So it's still the same on level 3 of it, but on level 1 when you just grab your ulti, it has a 25% movement speed slow instead of 15%. What this means is that it actually directly impacts my build, which I like to go on Ramadan, which is max out Q and W and maybe grab 1 level of E, but I usually max out W because it's super reliable and has like 750 range, but this basically makes it more viable to perhaps level up your ulti once on level 6 or so, and makes those builds more viable instead of mine. So potentially I could even consider switching my build because 25%, like it's an extra 10% movement speed slow, nothing to laugh about. It's about like early game like 30-35 less movement speed. That's pretty significant early game. So I think definitely something worth considering. Did Myrmidon need a buff? Yes, Myrmidon needs buffs. He's like just skill shot, kind of weird escape mechanism and a weird ulti. Basically a skill shot support. He's a decent support but has low range, so yeah, I think Myrmidon needed a buff. A good change. Last change we have to Puppet Master. He has 5 more movement speed on level 1. What the... Well, it actually does help in all fairness, because Puppet Master does not have an escape mechanism apart from his disabled, so it does help him escape a bit. Not so much chase probably, since he already has good chasing mechanisms, but chase a bit as well. But most importantly, it makes it easier for Puppet Master to escape and just run around and go from camp to camp. So movement speed buffs, like they kind of buff everything, like how you chase, how you escape, how you farm, because you're able to move between camps faster and like stuff like that. So a movement speed buff is always something strong and worth considering. But did Puppet Master need? Yes, I think lately we haven't been seeing much Puppet Master because the problem with Puppet Master is that he's a bit too much single target focused. All single target carries have this problem, like kind of Swiftblade, Madman, if you don't get Rune Cleaver. Scout, like the reason I get Rune Cleaver is so that you can become more of a like AoE oriented hero, and his second skill also silences in an AoE, which is good. But for Puppet Master, now he's a bit stronger because his second skill has a 20-second cooldown, which is reduced on all levels instead of having like 28, 26, 24, and 22. So buff to his second skill, which usually good Puppet Masters should max out this skill and not other ones. If you don't know, it's this skill which makes you attack, but doesn't work in practice mode. Okay. So definitely a well-deserved buff. I think Puppet Master needs to see a bit more use. Puppet Master, although his disables are long, isn't really annoying to play against because usually he just gets destroyed and unless he gets a lot of farm early game. So I buffed his second skill so that you can cast it much more often. The way you use it is you max it out early game, you use it and just harass the enemy hero while he's disabled, and just keep doing that until he drops low enough when you finally kill him. So overall, I agree with all the buffs. I think all of them were deserved, with the exception of Berserker, which I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't know, Berserker is pretty strong, but we'll see how it works out, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time for another 100 at least, I hope. Yeah, still sucking outros.